FTX versus Binance, which is the best crypto exchange according to the real data. So I brought the real numbers, and for each topic there will be a winner, either FTX or Binance. So depending on what you want, you will have a different result. Without further ado, let's begin. First of all, let's start with Google Play ratings on the app. So FTX app has 4 stars, while Binance has 4.6, FTX has 171,000 reviews. As of today, Binance has 963,000. So this is a clear advantage for Binance. So I will paint here on orange, which will be the Binance color. FTX will be blue. On the Apple Store, the situation is a little bit different. FTX has 4.8 stars, while Binance 4.7 stars. FTX with 55,000 and Binance with 125,000 reviews. So this is a slight win for FTX. Now, when you sign up with a referral code, which one has the best discount? So FTX has a standard 5% discount, not very impressive. On the Binance, it can be either 0 or 20% discount. If you want the best discount, you can find the link in the pinned comment, 20% off your Binance trading fees for life. So I will have to give this win for Binance. Now let's talk about the spot trading fees. On FTX, it is 0.02% up to 0.07% for takers and 0.02% for makers. While on Binance, it is 0.1%. It doesn't matter if it's maker or taker, but if you use the referral code, it can go down by 20%, so 0.08%. But if you pay with BNB, it can go as low as 0.055%. And also there are some pairs that are free to trade. For example, Bitcoin pairs against stablecoins and against fiat. Also, between the stablecoins, for example, BUSD and Tether, you won't have to pay any fees on that. So this is a little bit tricky to rate the winner here, but for clarity's sake, I will give this win for FTX. Even though on Binance, if you know what you're doing, maybe you will pay even less. But FTX is less confusing, you know what you will pay. Now the 24-hour volume on the spot market, FTX with $1.4 billion per day, while Binance at $10.7 billion. So big difference here in volume, big win for Binance. In the number of coins offered in the spot market, FTX has 285 coins, while Binance 392. So again, more coins for Binance. When it comes to the number of markets, so pairs in the spot market, FTX with 420 pairs, while Binance 1,677 pairs. So a lot more choices here and more direct fiat pairs as well. Now here's one of my favorites, P2P trading. For some people it's a very big deal, other people do not care at all. So FTX does not have P2P trading. FTX is a very low maintenance exchange. CEO already came out and said that he doesn't spend much time on FTX. And let's be honest, P2P trading is a lot of work, but Binance did invest time and effort into making the P2P trading, which in my opinion, it works really well. I use it every month. That's a win for Binance. I do not think FTX will ever bother with P2P trading. Products offered on FTX, I have to say it's more limited selection, while on Binance, it is the top tier place to have different services in the same exchange. We have P2P, we have staking, we have Binance Earn, lending platforms, futures market, while on FTX, it is more limited to futures. There are only 4 coins that you can stake. There is no lending, there is no P2P. So another win here for Binance. Now let's talk about futures. So FTX futures and Binance futures. Which one is the best if you are dealing with leverage? So when it comes to the trading fees, FTX has a pretty standard 0.02% for makers and 0.07% for takers, the same as the spot market. While on Binance, it can go from 0.02% for makers, the same as FTX, but for takers, it is cheaper at 0.04%. You can also reduce this by 10% if you pay with the BNB token. Now the 24-hour volume on futures, FTX standing at $3.7 billion per day, while Binance $34.1 billion. So the volume is almost 10 times higher on Binance futures than on FTX. So that's another win for Binance. In terms of the number of markets offered, FTX standing at 43 different pairs, while Binance 217 pairs. They have some indexes as well, a lot more options, a lot more coins in the futures market. So that's another win for Binance. It's getting kind of boring here. Now, security. Security is a very important concern of mine. If you lose your money, it doesn't matter how good the exchange is. FTX, I have to put some question marks here because FTX was never hacked, which is a great thing, but I can't say that FTX has a good security system just because they were not hacked yet. That happened on Binance. Binance was hacked, but all users affected got their money back. So Binance paid those customers. It was their fault. So Binance really set the standard high. Before this hack, exchanges usually shared the loss across all users. So for example, we saw that on OKEx, which is an absurd thing because the exchange screwed up. The exchange should pay for the customers affected. So I do believe that if FTX were to be hacked, they would repay all the customers affected as well. Because if they didn't, that would be the end of the exchange. So who wins in this department? I have to put it on gray because there is no clear winner here. Next year launched. I put this topic here because crypto market is a very new industry and it has been plagued with scams. Literally hundreds of exchanges have been either hacked or they just ran away with the money and you never saw the money back. So in my honest opinion, the longer an exchange has been around, the better and safer it is for you. So FTX was created in 2019 and Binance 2017. It is not a big difference. I don't really care, but I have to give it a slight win for Binance. Now the next topic, I know it's kind of subjective, but I still think it's important. So Sam Bankman-Fried is the CEO of FTX, and to put it mildly, he has been involved in some, let's say, lawsuits against him and his companies, Alameda Research and FTX, for price manipulation on Bitcoin. Now, I don't believe anything will come out of this, but it is pretty clear that he has been involved with shady dealings in terms of market manipulation to liquidate users on different exchanges, including his own FTX. Now, the CEO of Binance, Changpeng Zhao, has also been involved with controversy. And the biggest one I can think of is when Binance was hacked, he was commenting on the possibility to reverse the Bitcoin network to catch the hackers, which would be absurd to interfere in the Bitcoin network. He was received with criticism to this idea, so he walked back on that statement and never mentioned again. I will put it as gray because it depends on your point of view. So the philosophy of the crypto exchange is also important, even though it is subjective and it really depends on which person you ask. So Sam Bankman-Fried came out against Bitcoin, the way that it works. He says that Bitcoin is not a payments network. He says that the environmental costs are too high, that Bitcoin should change from proof of work to proof of stake, even though that would really hurt the network security, which is kind of strange to hear from a CEO of a crypto exchange. And also, he has been very outspoken in favor of Joe Biden, the president of the US. In fact, he was talking about giving a $1 billion donation to Joe Biden in the next presidential election, which would make him the largest donor in the history of politics. Again, take it as you will, that's his opinion. On the other hand, CZ and Binance are more about financial freedom in the sense that they do not really like regulations and restricting people because they are from a certain country. For example, because of the war in Ukraine, other exchanges blocked Russian users, which CZ tried to not do. So one interesting fact about CZ is that he keeps 100% of his money in crypto. Quite the opposite of Sam Bankman-Fried, which doesn't really like crypto. He's in it for the money, as he said it himself. So again, I would just leave it in gray because it's a really personal decision. Now, when it comes to my personal thoughts, for me, there's a clear winner here, and the winner is Binance. It is a more complete exchange. There are more users, more volume. And if I'm going to keep money in a crypto exchange, I want that crypto exchange to like Bitcoin. So for me, there is a very clear winner here on Binance. By the way, don't forget to use the referral code down below, 20% off your Binance trading fees for life. I do not have the FTX referral code. Yes, I could be making more money if I offered, but I don't like this exchange and I would not sleep right recommending FTX to other people, knowing that Binance is a superior exchange. So that's why I only work with Binance. And this is not a paid video, by the way. This is just my opinion. And while it's not a perfect exchange, it is the best we have. I know that each person has different priorities, so maybe FTX would be the best for you, maybe Binance would be the best for you. then it's up to you to decide. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe for more reviews, and I will see you in the next video.